Live.
We're live, I think. I don't know. Let's see. I think I can verify that. Hello, YouTube. If you're watching from the future, this is the super boring Dead Dodge Sunday special featuring Tom Hergert from Rocket Restorations. Did I say that right?
You did. Hi, everybody. Hi, YouTube.
Huh. Interesting. It just magically adds my banner picture thing instead of letting me pick one.
There's definitely a lag.
Yes, there will be a lag. That's normal. That's part of it. Oh, this poor guy. Just a minute ago, I saw this post on the A-Bodies group. He's trying to make a one-wire conversion alternator work. And he's like, I got no lights now. And for some reason, if I connect this wire to my alternator, everything comes on, but my fusible link starts smoking. What the heck? I put the ground to the back of the alternator, and I look at his video, and the ground was the alternator output wire, the factory.
Nice.
It's black.
You generally don't want to ground to a power wire.
No. So yeah, he said if he powers up the ignition feed to the regulator like backwards, everything starts working, but the fusible link starts smoking. So
well, at least he has a fusible link to save him, because otherwise the whole car would have burned down. So
yeah, super cool. Hello, Rooster. Hello, Dan. Welcome to the thing. You're here. You made it. How's the audio and the visuals and such? Also, this is where we gauge the lag. Rooster says, call the bomb squad. Cut the red wire. Not the black wire.
Yeah. About a 5-second lag.
Yeah. That's not bad. Hey, Stacy, how you doing? In the past, it's been like 30 seconds. So between when stream happens and then YouTube comments come back in, it's 20, 30 minutes.
Right.
Rooster says, Mark is coming too. Okay. Sounds good.
Should we
Welcome, everybody.
Should we wait till more people come before I introduce myself, or
I don't know. It's up to you. We'll introduce you 8 times.
The hardcores are here. So what drinking game are we playing tonight? So I got a beer.
There's only one, and it's the Dead Dodge Garage drinking game. I haven't been saying a super secret location I can't tell you about very many times lately, so it's every time I misspeak.
Okay. What happens if I misspeak? That's going to happen too.
It's going to be bad.
Okay.
Noted. This game can be disastrous.
Well, I only got one beer, so I can only go so far.
What up, Duck? Dave, the drummer of the metal band Duck, is in the comments. How's it going, Dave? You order a clutch yet? Rooster says the video has a lag like my CUDA when I hit the gas. Oh, did you get it set up so you can see comments, or?
They're kind of sort of coming up, but not really.
I'll put them on the screen. I can feature commenters.
Okay.
We can kind of sort of keep up with things.
So is Spamboat's Rooster?
That's Rooster.
Hi, Rooster.
He's got all kinds of cool stuff.
Nice.
He's got a really gnarly D-Series drag truck. There's a 70 Hemi Charger somewhere. He sent a picture of him just sitting in his humongous shop, all proud next to proud dad next to a big 426. And yeah, he's got all the cool things.
I would be proud dad too of 426.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
He's somewhere in the Midwest. Hey, you had some 426s briefly in pieces.
I tried.
Yeah, it's okay.
I got too much money for them. I couldn't keep them.
I know. Hey, Greg, how's it going? Welcome to the live stream. The thing. I see 11 of you out there. Feel free to poke the like button because it does stuff for the thing.
Deal. I should do that. Can I do that as part of it?
I think you can. You just go over to the face tubes and hit the thing. I don't think I can like my own. I probably could, but I'm not that guy.
I liked your own feed, so we're good.
Yeah, good. Nailed it.
Yep.
Tony B, who was just in the comments on the center console video, informing me that he is actually an engineer. Does that industrial engineer? Is that what you said? I don't remember. Something like he designs things, but then a team of professionals bring them to the real world. I don't have that. I just have me. Yeah, we're getting fancy. Blake with the Bad Tree Productions turned me on to the StreamYard, so had to try it out. Oh, my sister's in the comments. That's Caitlin Arcadia. That's my sister. She says, what's with this fancy new setup? StreamYard. It's magic.
If I can, hold on. There, that's better. Okay.
Yay.
Right. I'm trying to get the comments up on my other screens. I can read the comments while I'm doing this. So now they're ahead of me, so it doesn't look like I'm looking this way the entire stream.
It's so challenging. Technology is so hard. Sorry, Tony's a mechanical engineer. Yeah,
I'm not good with technology. I'm not.
No. Oh, Rooster says, I forgot to tell you about his 35 years in drag racing and the vintage funny car, which is cool. Yeah, there's a video on his channel about that.
Nice.
Stacy says he loves my center console design and it should look pretty damn cool. You know what? I'm going to feature that comment because I like it.
Yeah, you're getting pretty ambitious on this console. I really want to see what the finished design is going to look because I think it's going to look really cool, but it's going to take you a long time to do it. So I think it's going to look really cool.
It'll either be super cool or embarrassing, and I'll throw it away and go get like a minivan center console. But did you see the video? I don't know if
I did. Yeah, I watched it earlier. Yeah.
Oh, your family was out today, so you probably had time when you weren't posting things on eBay. You were watching my crap. Yeah, it's basically like I just want to make a turbine car console. That's all I want. Yeah,
that looks pretty awesome. I've seen two of the turbine cars. They are pretty impressive. Jay Leno drove one to the Spring Fling car show down in LA. I got to see it. Jay Leno driving in it, and it was amazing. Like that car is just unbelievable. Like, I mean, just I don't know how to describe it. It's cool in every single way possible. So
yeah, it's just special. Everything about it is special. So you can probably see that obvious DNA from the turbine car to the Charger, the 66.
Oh, absolutely.
Have you read about that? Because what I understand is the design for the 66 Charger was already on the table, and it was someone somewhere said it was supposed to be the production turbine car, but that didn't happen.
I'm not sure about that, but I'm not sure about that, but it totally makes sense. I mean, you look at the styling and it's very similar, you know, like there's a lot of stuff that they probably didn't use on there that they used on the Charger. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Those Chargers just, you know, very Chrysler over-engineered in a lot of different ways. Like the electroluminant dash, I don't know. Have any of you guys ever tried to fix headlights in a 66, 67 Charger? I've done that multiple times. There's, I believe, 16 different systems that have to work perfectly for those headlights to work.
Or 16 components.
Yes.
2 motors, 4 limit switches, 3 relays, and then there's a disconnect under the battery, plus the firewall connector, of course.
Yeah, so, upper limit, lower limit, 3 relays. Yeah, they all work perfectly. Yep. We had a car in the shop one time, brought in to get the headlights working, got them working perfectly. Customer comes, doesn't work. So for the next week, every morning and every night, I went in there. I'd start the car up because you have to start the car up because it takes so much power to run those stupid things. Like,
you don't
start
have
the
to.
car up. Headlights would go up, headlights would go down. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Worked every day. Customer comes in Friday evening, didn't work.
Nope. Did you know you can actually retrofit modern relays? You can replace the 3 relays with 2 modern micro relays.
Yeah.
But it creates this interesting glitch where if you don't hit the hold open switch, they open all the way and then it winks. It just does this.
Yep.
Oh, my sister says, I believe my official title is Dead Dodge Sister. Yes, that's correct.
That's good. I like that.
Oh, Rooster says he's as nuts as I am, and we now call his shop Dead Dodge Garage Midwest Edition.
Nice.
Midwest. I would call it the Midwest. What's the word? Hold on. Hang on. Not complex. Annex. The Midwest Annex. Yeah.
Nice.
There you go.
Rooster, where are you in the Midwest? I go out there quite a bit, actually. I go to the I go to the Minnesota show, and then I got a hold of an old Chrysler dealer list from 1970. So when we going on these old road trips, we've been stopping by dealerships and like buying signs, old records, and NOS parts. So I've been all over the Midwest the last couple of years. So
I'm a little jealous.
Well, maybe this year. There's another super secret location with some super secret kind of stuff that Jamie kind of wants to see.
Yeah.
Can't talk about it yet, but yeah, Jamie might be going to Minnesota this year with me. We'll see.
Yeah, Jamie would be pretty excited about that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Rooster's in Rochester, Minnesota.
Oh, that's not that. Yeah. We go to Mopars at the Park every year. Do you go to Mopars at the Park? That's a great show. That's a really, really good show. I really like that show. We've been the last 3 years, except for when it got COVIDed. I think we've been there every other year. So.
And then you do spring fling, fall fling.
Yep.
The one that I hate to call McCacken, I insist on spelling out the letters because it's just wrong.
Yeah, McCacken's really cool. I mean,
yeah,
it's the best show around, but it's, you know, Chicago in winter, you know, it's not the best place to be in the world, but it's pretty amazing. They had 43 wing cars this year there. So,
Jesus.
Yeah.
I didn't see pictures of that. Was it all the ones that are going up for sale at Cassini or whatever it's called?
A lot of those were there, but no, they specifically had a wing car display, and they had some survivors. One's actually from Washington, a white survivor. There was a black Hemi Charger 500. There was a couple petty blue cars. There was most of the Hemi Daytonas were there. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah. I know that Hurricane car was there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah. Magnum Restorations is doing that one. Like they had that old display where they showed the radio. I mean, that car was like flooded like a month and a half ago, and like it was completely rusted front to back. Like, I mean, just the salt is just horrible on that stuff. Like, I mean, they were literally taking it home from the show and taking it apart the next day, like, and then dipping it because like that's the only way you're going to restore that car. But you know, wing cars are a couple $100,000 now, so it's still probably worth restoring the thing. But oof.
Yeah. It's worth it just for the story. I mean, that car's famous now, so
yeah,
that's got to be worth the premium.
Yep. Yeah. Magnum does good work. They're down in south of Chicago somewhere, down in Illinois. So, but they do really good work.
Wow. 13 people out there now. If you haven't said anything, feel free to say hello, drop us questions. I'm chatting tonight with Tom Hergert from Rocket Restorations in Olympia, Washington, the guy who writes my paychecks. And if you haven't, feel free to hit the like button on the streamy thingy.
Yeah. So my name's Tom Hergert. I run Rocket Restorations in Olympia, Washington. We kind of specialize in more OE restorations. But, you know, we've been kind of branching out into some resto mod stuff, which is actually one reason I hired Jamie a couple months ago, because he actually has some experience with that. But if you watch all of his videos, like a lot of the stuff where he's driving around the yard with a bunch of crap in the yard, that's actually my yard. So
yeah. So many people ask, hey, what's up with your Fury? What's up with your convertible that's in the background? Yeah. None of that's mine. None of it. And nothing I work on there is mine.
But we've been dragging home a bunch of really cool stuff lately that Jamie's got to fire up, which I think Jamie likes more than anything else in this world is getting dead cars fired up. So there's been a lot of opportunity. I mean, he set one on fire, but we don't talk about that.
No. The worst thing is, instead of grabbing the camera to film it on fire, I put it out.
Well, I grabbed the fire extinguisher, so.
Well, I was like frantically blowing on it, and I don't know. Anyway, it's fine.
Yeah, stuck floats plus backfiring from the timing not being right is a bad combo. So
all bad.
Yeah.
All
yeah,
bad.
That was one of those where I got the fire extinguisher out of the shop, kind of sat there with it against the car. I'm like, do I really have to use this?
Do I really have to use this?
And it wasn't going out, so I had to use it. So
that was that 64 station wagon, which actually a lot of people commented on and like.
Yeah. It's cool. It's a cool rig. It's a factory big block wagon. It's a really cool rig.
Oh, yeah. Very. Rooster's all up in the comments. He says, you hired Jamie, you poor man. He also said, I quit car shows and drives his hot rods.
Honestly, Rooster, I go to car shows with the swap meets. Like, I'm not a car show person. I used to go all the time. Like, I have one car that's like a done car that I enjoy, but I hardly ever take it to car shows anymore. I'm a swap meet guy. I'm a parts guy. You know, I run a restoration shop, but I love buying parts. That's kind of my thing. I love digging through places, and I've been doing a lot of estates lately, honestly. You know, I've been kind of known for it. We did the Ben Snowbar estate a few years ago. That was 150 cars and like 5,000 square foot shops just full of parts. I mean, they made like $600,000 off the auction. It was pretty crazy. So I've been doing a lot of that lately. So, which is kind of sad, but like, you know, when somebody passes away, it's like, you know, what do you do with all the stuff? And it's like, you know, I do a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the restorations parts. So yeah.
And you know what this stuff is. So
yeah. And I'm fair and don't rip people off. At least I try not to. So
yeah. Yeah. Oh, we could tell them about Operation Paycheck Zero.
Oh, okay, you do that.
That's where Tom gives me the wholesaler discount on parts out of the warehouse. It just takes them right out of my paycheck. Real good.
I decided to give it a name because it was happening pretty much every week that Jamie was bringing parts home, and it's like Jamie gets a good deal on the parts, you know, but like at the same time, like, you know, I had to charge him something for this stuff. So we actually have a Operation Paycheck Zero on the whiteboard that we like keep track of our projects and everything we're working on, and we just kind of constantly
there's a revolving list.
Yeah.
I don't think I've gotten a whole paycheck without parts taken out of it yet. Maybe once or twice.
So that's kind of a running joke in the shop now. It's like, what can we do to get Jamie's paycheck to zero this week? So
we can make it happen. That's not a problem. Let's see.
Yeah, Ben was a good guy. I knew him for a long time. I actually ended up with his house. That's where I live now. So the house where he used to work out is where I work out of. So I've got 13 acres here and 3 5,000 square foot shops. So
So when you see me driving around those shops and going back in the yard, that's Tom's yard. And Ben's one of Ben's places.
Yeah, he had a couple, but yeah.
And it's kind of cool. You can actually, there's video of Alana. Alana from Roadkill interviewing you and showing off a ton of Ben's stuff that was there before the auction.
You should find that. You found that somewhere online. I don't even know where that is.
I think I just Googled Roadkill Ben Snowbar auction or something like that. And it came up. It was on a Facebook Live video, I think.
Cool. Yeah, she did a live from here, and there was like no internet. Like I don't even know how she did it because
as soon as she walked out of the shop, it's
gone.
Cut out. Yeah,
I'm kind of out in the boonies here. I'm
like
Olympia is like halfway between Seattle and Portland, and I'm kind of like 10 miles south of Olympia, so it's kind of the edge of suburbia and rural. So Jamie's out by the coast in Hoquiam or Aberdeen. You in Hoquiam or Aberdeen?
I'm in Aberdeen. You've never even been to my place.
No, I should get out there one of these days.
Probably. There's some cool stuff accumulating slowly. I mean, the shop's all full of vintage Mopars and one Studebaker right now. So
you got to get that Studebaker done.
I know. I was just talking to him again yesterday about that. I need to dedicate just a whole day to it. I'm going to go through a few of the comments. I don't want to miss things here. Rooster was saying he did Cackle Fest with the funny car, which is awesome. His son brings the lifted show truck, which I've seen pictures of, and it's very cool. Dave, the Duck Man, he asked if I had asked you about his grinding in reverse 833 problem. I don't think we have talked about that really. It's 70 Swinger 344 speed, and we think it's clutch drag. Like you clutch in fully and try to go for reverse, and it's not like a little bit of noise. It's like the guts of the transmission are still spinning.
But it's just reverse, no other gears?
Well, the other gears have synchronizers, so you pop it in first and it will go in, but reverse being non-synchronized,
Yeah, I'd see if you can get underneath there with the inspection cover off and have somebody hit the clutch and make sure that the clutch is actually... he did.
Yeah, okay. He's been through I told you, I've talked to him for like 5 hours at this point, like going through this problem. It's the craziest thing. But the funny thing is my Demon does the exact same thing, kind of. But in the Demon, what I do is if I just hit the clutch from neutral, it will grind in reverse back. If I pop mine in first, the synchro lines up with first. It stops the guts of the transmission spinning, and then I can go right to reverse, and it's fine. It's totally fine. If he does that, if he like plays around with it, it will go. But usually, as soon as it's hot, it just makes horrible grinding noises. Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah.
There are other stories of people having the same problem. What pretty much he's got an experienced Chrysler technician actually with it up on his lift who's been through it. He's played with the adjustment. He's played with everything. He's verified, the disc is spinning free. He's changed the input bushing out for a bearing. Like he's been through a lot with it. So some expert somewhere told him that center force transmission seems to have that problem with Mopars. So or center force clutches, excuse me.
Sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, so he's going to change the clutch out.
Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the center force. I really prefer the stock Borgenbeck, but then again, I'm like, get off your lawn if it's not original Mopar kind of guy.
Yeah.
I understand the diaphragm clutch. It is an easier pedal, but I've had a lot more problem with those than the Borgenbecks. So I really
at this point, I'm all in on the Borgenbeck. The one thing I don't like is the Demon has like a chooched up Borgenbeck from back in the day, and it is the heaviest clutch pedal I have ever felt in my life. I'm pretty sure it's why Dale has a bad knee. Like so heavy. And with the diaphragm, you can have a pedal that feels okay and still hold 500-600 horsepower. So
right.
But anyway, I'm not putting a diaphragm in the Demon. Well, unless Dave sends me his, then I might try it because I have to take that transmission out. It's bad.
Do I have any used ones around?
What's that?
I'm trying to think if I have any used ones around.
I have one. So it came with a spare transmission that Dale ran in it in the 70s. He took it out and put the stock one back in. I have a theory there might not be any oil in it. I mean, the clutch adjustment was way off. The linkage was loose, which is why I didn't have reverse at all when I first got the car. Like it was just bad. So seeing all that, I'm just wondering if there's oil in it because it's like, it'll be fine. And then it started making noise and then it kind of went away. And now it just makes noise all the time in third and fourth. It's not good. Four speed.
Yeah. Anybody has any resto questions? That's kind of what I'm for. Numbers. Yeah. I'm really good with fender tech codes. If anybody has any questions about that stuff, that's what I'm pretty good at. So.
Yep. Okay, now I'm getting behind on the comments. Hold on, let's try and catch up. Okay. Rooster says he'll have my wife's 66 wagon. No, I don't think you will. But good luck. From her cold dead hands.
Cold dead hands. Yes.
Yep. I've done a couple videos on it. I need to do one now, patching the floor, fixing whatever horrible rainwater leak wiped out the floor, and then installing a new carpet.
Yeah, good luck with that. They all leak. Like there's nothing.
I think it's the heater box, weirdly. Like I don't think it's wiper seals. I put wiper seals in it. Of course, they could be bad. I got them from you on eBay, so I'm sure there's a warranty. But
I have seen like some cow rust above the heater box before. I've seen that.
Yeah.
Like you got to make sure that's solid up there.
I think that's probably what I'm in for. So we'll see. But I have the floor patch and I have a new carpet kit. I can't do any of that until I know the leak is fixed. But then I need to find an upholsterer who's willing to make me bench seat covers because 66 Coronet bench seat, they don't exist. There are no covers anywhere. The split bench for a two-door, yes. But the one-piece sedan Coronet bench seat, I have not seen any covers for them.
Lonnie.
Yeah.
Man. I'm really lucky. I've got a lot of guys that are really close to me. We got an upholstery guy in my little town. He's almost in the walking distance, and he's really good.
Yep. Pretty cool. My sister says, putting the fire out instead of recording it. Jamie, you've changed.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. I used to be cool. That's something my brother and I always say to each other. He says it to me because I want to drive like comfortable things now instead of like ratty Mopars all the time. And I say it to him because he drives a Chevy.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, obviously I keep a pretty close eye on the market, but 10, 15 years ago, if you had an AC car, everyone's like, I want an AC car. Like they suck. I mean, AC cars, they're harder to work on. I got the turquoise 68 Charger, the one Jamie did a video about. That's my car. Like we just had to do the master cylinder on it. Well, I couldn't get the one bolt because all the freaking AC vents are in the way underneath there. Like it took me like twice as long as it should have. But the people getting into this are getting older. Like even us. I mean, we're on the younger side of most of this. Jamie's younger than I am. But like people want AC now. People want to be comfortable when they're driving their cars. So it's like it's kind of a weird demographic change where it's like AC used to be like death. Nobody wanted it. But now like
desirable option.
So yeah.
A guy came and looked at my 79 step side today and he said, "Oh, it's an AC truck. Okay, cool. Awesome." Like that's a feature that excites him, not
right. It used to be nobody wanted those at all.
You know how many of the V-twin Chrysler AC compressors I've scrapped over the years?
Yeah.
Like I don't want this.
Yep.
It's bad.
Well, it's kind of like a 68, 69 Roadrunner bench seat. You know how many of those were thrown away over the years, and
Right.
now they're gold. They're like, it's like $1,000 for a good one now.
I know. I paid you $800 for a not very good one. And I'm happy with that.
That was a deal.
I know. It's messed up. Alex, who's another frequent, says, ooh, famous people. Yeah, I guess Ben Snowbar was famous. Do you qualify as famous yet?
I don't think so.
No, McCacken told you that you didn't have enough followers to get a press badge, so I guess not.
Yeah, I want to get into that on a public forum. So
that's.
But yes, you're correct.
Just saying.
Yeah.
There's no blue check mark next to your name yet.
I am informous. Okay.
Yeah, that. Alan, what's going on? Hello. I'm here with Tom Hergert. I don't know what we're talking about. Not mail trucks. Dan Tupper, who is a guru. He knows all kinds of stuff and plays with all the 273s, and all the early Barracudas are at his house. He's in the Vancouver area. Lots of people that follow me actually are in the Vancouver area, which is cool. One of these days, we're going to have to do a Vancouver cruise in, I think. Like, if I host an event on the harbor, no one's going to come.
You can host it here. I got plenty of room.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool, actually. I think
seriously,
people would be excited. Just
we're not doing the middle of winter, but next summer, if you guys in the area want to do it, I'll have a meetup at my place. The Dead Dodge Garage meetup. I'm down. Rocker Restoration.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty of room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Roosters informous. Yeah. Oh, Dave was commenting the whole time we were talking about his problem, and he's been through all of it. We've talked through it so much.
Yeah, Rooster says countershaft. Yeah.
Yeah. I just saw that, so I wanted to bring that up too. If it grinds in reverse, the countershaft is junk, and I'm inclined to agree. But the thing about Dave's problem that's weird is if he's in reverse and pulls it out of reverse with the clutch still in the floor, it will grind again when he tries to put it back in reverse, which tells me the clutch has to be dragging. And his mechanic has already adjusted the clutch at my suggestion. He played with it some. I had him adjust it as far as it could possibly go, basically, until it like almost bottomed out the fingers. And it does it less, but it still does it. So for some reason, that center force is dragging. Like, he can get in there with the clutch depressed and spin the disc, but for whatever reason, it's still spinning up the guts of the transmission. Now, I thought pilot, but the thing is, he already took the bushing out and put in the modern Magnum style bearing. And how is it exactly the same with a brand new bearing? How could it be the same?
Something else I just thought of. I don't think this is the problem, but was the bell housing centered? Like,
I think he checked that. Like the what do they call it? Run out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've seen that before where they're off enough where it throws the center line off.
Right. If the center line was off, it could drag in the bearing, even though the bearing's brand new. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
If the input shaft is supposed to be here, but it's here, it would bind up against the one side. But again, with the clutch pedal down and up in there, he can just freely spin the clutch disc, which means it's at least not bound up to the point that it's worried them. And in all forward gears, it's fine. It shifts fine. Like, the clutch felt really good. It's just weird.
Something else to check.
Yeah. Rooster says, case could be bad. No, it's an iron. It's a factory iron box. We've talked about that at length too, how the overdrives just go right to shit. Rooster says McLeod clutches rock, which my experience has said they do. I might be buying another one for the 66 Barracuda. The one that I put in there, or the one that I bought and then the guy I sold it to put in there, it seemed really good and had no issues until all the bell housing bolts came loose, because he might have been a little well adjusted when he put it together and they weren't tight. And it's amazing what that will do to a clutch disc. It'll crack it and all the springs fall out. And
the
then
Challenger
at the bottom.
The Challenger. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we just had I'm lucky to have some fantastic customers. We had a 71 Hemi Challenger in the shop, plumb crazy Hemi 4-speed car, and same thing.
We're not allowed to talk about that.
Well, we can talk about it. It's okay. You can't think
that said, "Hey, cool Challenger." I said, "No, you do not see what kind of car this is."
It's a customer car, but we're test driving it, and Jamie's like, "Yeah, well, actually, I didn't let Jamie drive it."
Not at first.
There's too much insurance liability with that. No offense, Jamie. But but we just moved it out of the shop and the clutch was chattering. We got it out and it was all messed up. Like it wasn't hitting straight. Like the clutch was in back. Like it actually cracked the flywheel, which is a really hard to find flywheel because it's Hemi only. It's the 10.5-inch clutch, 8 bolt. So it's a really hard one to find. Luckily, I'm a hoarder and had one. But
and there's one in the back room.
Yeah, because I'm a hoarder. But yeah, that's same thing. Yep.
And we've talked about that too, Dave. That was a Ram. That was a brand new Ram clutch. Yep. The disc looked fantastic, but the pressure plate face was shifted on the one side. So it only contacted off to that one side, and it heated the clutch up so bad it heat checked the perfect flywheel, ruined a Hemi flywheel for no reason, and the pressure plate. Brand new clutch. Or almost brand new anyway.
Well, and the thing with that car too is like it's kind of it was an example of a car that's been in a collection for a while. So it really wasn't driven. So it's like whenever it was driven, it was for short distances. So there's a lot of like the clutch is in all the time, a lot of slipping. Like I'm sure they burned it up. It was transported multiple times. Like those guys don't know how to drive a stick. So it's like so it probably burned up. Yeah.
If the clutch wasn't screwed up, it wouldn't have done what it did.
Yes.
It might have died, but it wouldn't have done that. I mean, brand new looking clutch and ruined metal surfaces. It's just ridiculous.
AC hell in my dart. Yeah, I hear you.
Oh yeah, I don't know how far behind I am now. Quite a bit actually. Let's see. We can catch up. This is fine. Everything's fine.
By the way, to everyone, Jamie is exactly the way in the videos he is in real life. I just want to make sure that's clear to everybody. Like,
yeah. The people in the lives, I think, know that. And the funny thing is, Tom and I get along so well because I won't say we're the same person, but we're very similar. We're just like fast and like go, this and that. And also being humongous Mopar nerds kind of helps.
Mopar ADD.
Yeah, Mopar ADD. That's exactly it. Mm-hmm. That's what my channel's all about. So
yeah, the short video burst. That's how you roll. Yep.
Yeah. The people that stick around get it. Just yesterday, you saw this. A guy commented on the video on the 34 Plymouth, which was another project that was at Rocket, and said, it's cool video. Watch it with the audio off with the captions on, and it's much better.
By the way, so that 34, so Jamie spent 7 hours like getting that thing started between the starter and everything. So we get it fired up, tow it behind one of the trucks, get it fired up, and then we had to move it on Friday and literally just pushed it out of the shop. And Jamie's like, I just want to see if it'll push start. Like there's a slope like about this outside the shop going in. You just boom, fired it up.
Pop the clutch in reverse, like, choke all the way out, and it was not even a whole turn of the engine. It was right now.
So I think it's running great. Now it's going to California on Monday, but yeah,
that's sad. I wish I don't know. When I saw it at a super secret location, I'm not allowed to talk about. It was so buried, and it was between two other cars, and it was in a badly lit room, and I just really couldn't see what it was. And there is so much cool shit there to see. I mean, it was in a room with 3 or 4 426 Hemis, so it's like, okay, I got other stuff to look at. I just didn't even really realize what it was. And then when I saw it out of there at the shop, it was just like, oh my God, this is amazing. I wish, whatever, hindsight being what it was, that's a cool car. And even Evan said, that's a good look for you. That looks like a good fit. Mm-hmm. So I might need a 34 Plymouth now, 5-window coupe.
There might be more up there. We'll see.
There might be.
Okay, let's catch up on the comments here.
Yeah, Dave said you need to come to Phoenix and then you'll be begging for AC. Now I think Tom's on board with air conditioning at this point in his life.
Yeah, my I'm kind of my like thing that I'm really into that people think I'm weird for is I'm really into old cop cars. I have like 12 of them now.
We need to do a cop car video, but I'm going to need you to explain what I'm looking at.
Fair enough. But I've got the first not the first Mopar I ever had, but the first Mopar I ever restored was a 1972 Dodge Polara, ex-Washington State Patrol car, and it's badass. It's gold, 4-door, 440 HP, AC, has an AC cutoff switch under the dash to like disable the AC when you go over 90. Power bench seat with like double foam, double spring. It's like It's like driving a cushion down the road. It's fantastic. I love that car. And I have like 8 other 440 WSP Mopars. So. But that's the only one that she runs, and like it's reliable. So
Dan agrees and says we need AC now for our local summers. Yep. World is ending and it's hot here now, especially actually where you are. Like where I am, yes, it's hot, but like when I drive from here to Rocket, it's a 55-minute drive ish, but it's like a whole different universe. I mean, I'll be freezing here in the morning and it's 85 when I get there.
Well, yeah, Jamie started at the end of summer, and it was like it'd be like 60 at his house. He'd get here and be like 85.
Yeah.
Like, it was
ridiculous. You remember the first day I worked there, I was wearing Carhartts.
Yeah.
And it was like 90 degrees, and I was doing a brake job on the Cummins dually outside. And Trev like brought me a fan. He's like, dude, here you go. And then he brought me a canopy. Like, you need this.
Jamie's not really a shorts guy. That's not how Jamie rolls. But when it's 90 degrees and you're outside working on my white dually truck the brakes went out on, like
time for shorts.
Yeah.
Shopcat Industries hopped in and said, well, howdy, found you by luck. Cheers from Alberta.
Hey, Shopcat.
Cheers. Welcome to the live. I know you actually commented 10 minutes ago. I'm quite a bit behind, but hope you're still hanging in with us. We are getting caught up with the comments here. I try to read all of them. There's some chat going back and forth. Oh, no, a bunch more have come in. I'm going to have to skip ahead a bit. But I see 20 of you out there now. If you haven't said hello, do that. And please like the live stream because it does stuff for the algorithms with the face tubes.
Rooster, he has not played guitar for me in the shop yet. Just saying.
No, not once. Did anyone notice that I actually used 4 different songs in that 34 Plymouth Revival? If you don't know, any music you hear on the channel, any music, I made it. And those are all clips from, well, mostly from the album I haven't released yet. This whole Dead Dodge Garage thing is just a front to further my music career. So, Robert Magni, I don't remember. Let's say Magni. Says it's way too hot in Oklahoma to not have AC. I believe you. Oh, yeah. Dave did order a new clutch. He went with a Luke, just like a stock replacement. He's got a pretty spicy engine, but he drives it like grandpa, just cruiser. So we've talked about it a lot. Someone told him he should get a, not McLeod, the other one. Someone told him, you should get a Ram. They're great. And I told him, don't. I've seen those are the only clutches I've seen bad recently. Please don't get a Ram.
There aren't a lot of options right now, though, for Borg and back.
I know.
So, yeah.
Well, no, his is diaphragm because he's got the spring taken out, so he's sticking with the diaphragm.
Okay.
Or wait, you are sticking with the diaphragm, right? I know you were looking for an over center spring, but I think that's what he was doing was the stock type diaphragm.
Yeah, and I'm sure most of you out there know it, but don't run the over center spring with the diaphragm. We just did that on a 70 CUDA 384 speed in the shop. The
pedal sticks to the floor.
Yeah, we got it all together, and I was like, had it with open headers, trailer to the exhaust shop. Had to get it off the trailer to the exhaust shop, and I get it off the trailer, and the freaking clutch sticks down halfway off the trailer, and then all of a sudden it bounces back halfway off the trailer. It was a little hairy. I almost I did a burnout going off the trailer. It was not good. It was not good.
Not the good kind.
And it was one of those things where it's like, oops, we kind of missed that one. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Rooster said you hired me for the entertainment. I don't know if I'm as funny as I think I am, but I think the main thing is, chemistry. We just kind of function the same way. So I think we have a good understanding like that. I don't know if I'm really entertaining.
You have your moments.
I ask lots of questions.
I'll be honest, Jamie. There are some times I wish Jamie had an off switch, but he doesn't. So it's just kind of the way it goes.
No, someone asked once if Jamie's in a forest and no one's around to hear him, does he still make a sound? And the answer is absolutely yes.
Yes.
Oh, Dan Tepper says all the AC units I'm going to use are old Sears retrofit underdash stuff. See, I might need that for my Barracuda, but I don't know. It's way down the line. I'd probably just use vintage.
I mean, they have those classic air units, but they have issues. Like I've got a good buddy of mine down in California. He's down in Palm Desert, and he's did a bunch of them. And he said just there's a lot of components that fail on them. Like the vacuum door, he's lost 3 of those on the vacuum door on the inside. The whole thing's got to come out to fix it. So I mean, they do work. They're fairly efficient. Because Stacy just said how much horsepower those RV2 compressors take. It's a lot.
Yeah.
So we're actually doing on the 67 Coronet 500 convertible is we're going to a Senko compressor on it, which is the more modern style, and it takes some messing around to get the pulleys straight and everything. But that's what we're going to do. And same thing on that 73 Charger, the blue one that Jamie did a video on. We're doing kind of a light resto mod on that, and we're going to get rid of the RV2 compressor and put on one of the more modern ones because it's a car they want to drive. It's been in the family since the 70s, and they just want to be able to drive the things. We're going to put the modern AC on, keep the factory AC box, but put the newer compressor on it. So
same setup as the Coronet. Although the 67 Coronet was not an AC car. And actually, I think Trev did all the work converting the firewall and like piecing that together, right?
Yeah. So hindsight's 2020. So we got that car. We kind of specialize in taking cars from other shops and
unscrewing them.
Yes, I was going to go with the F word there, but I know there might be children watching. So, but yeah, we've got 3 different cars in the shop now that were in other shops that were either abandoned, not finished, or completely screwed up. And we basically are pretty good at fixing that. So, and of course, guy wanted to put AC in the Coronet 500 convertible, and they painted it without modifying the AC firewall. So we basically took an AC parts car, like made all the holes, but we learned some important lessons. And honestly, we probably would have just gone with the classic air unit. Hindsight's 2020. With the amount of work it took to do that on a painted car, which was a nightmare, we probably just would have gone with the vintage air unit. But hindsight's 2020. We learned from it. So,
yeah, Travis pointed out to me just a few of the differences. The accelerator pedal mounting is actually in a different location.
Like, I did not know that. Yep.
Yeah, everything is different. It's
where the accelerator pedal goes to the firewall, it's actually down like an inch, and you can't mount the box with the label where it is. Like, you had to move that, and that was one of those things where it's like, I mean, I've been working on Mopars my whole life. I never knew that.
Right, that's crazy.
It's an inch difference. Like, you don't, unless you had them side by side, you'd never notice.
Yeah. I didn't know we were going to do the more modern stuff on the Charger project. That makes a lot of sense. Actually, a lot of people are interested in that 73 Charger. There's a lot more love for them than I thought there was. Because on all the like groups and stuff, you see people dogging on those cars and saying they're parts and they're scrap metal and stuff. And it's just not true, especially not now. And personally, I think the 73 and 4 are really good looking cars.
I think they're great looking cars. I kind of went through a NASCAR phase for a while. I had a couple of car chassis, and like the Richard Petty 73, 74 Charger is just a badass looking car. Like, it looks really, really good, and it's very aerodynamic.
Somewhere here.
Yeah, I mean, it's
back there on my Hot Wheels shelf.
I really like those cars. So, and we're gonna see. We did the Silver Sport transmission in the Coronet 500 convertible. The customer already bought, and I'm really curious how that works. Jamie actually we got that back in the lift on Friday. Jamie got the transmission lines run. We got to fire it up with the carburetor because you don't want to break it in with the fuel injection system. It's just bad. So hopefully we'll break that in this week and then see how the transmission works. And if I'm happy with how the tranny works in that car, we're probably going to put one in that Charger too. So they're not cheap, but it's
it's $5-6 grand still, isn't it?
Yeah,
or has it gone up even more?
Yep. But
I'm going to be tempted. Like, I love driving my 68 when it's not crappy, and it wants an overdrive gear really badly. I mean, it would take a lot of miles to pay that off, in fuel savings, but it's just so nice cruising a Mopar with an overdrive.
Well, we did a 69 Charger RT a couple years ago, and it was a 440 4-speed with 410s, and we were going to put 3.5s in it. Oh, hey.
My little one's here. You want to say hi? No, not at all. She doesn't want to say hi at all.
How you doing?
She hasn't gotten out of the shy face yet, but she says she's good.
She's hiding behind you. Okay.
Yeah, she's going to hide back there like my creepy shadow.
Okay.
Oh, I guess we should get back to catching up with comments.
Yeah, let's do that.
Neanderthal Man, another frequent commenter, says the 34 Plymouth stole his heart. Yes, dear. Eventually. Can you go do something else? Okay, well, you just hide back there then.
Do I need to take over for a minute?
And Rooster says a 34 coupe with a 354 Hemi is good fun. It's
and keep in mind that this super secret location, he has some of that stuff. So
more than a few of those. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's every kind of Hemi you could want.
Yeah.
No third gens. So there you go.
Between the hills. Yeah. There's like a
Yeah.
There's like a magic line where
suddenly it's a different season. Hank Reardon says, love how the Barracuda is coming. Me too. I actually drove it today, about half a block. Can you stop, please? You're making me dizzy. It still has 6-pump brakes and no wipers, no defrost. The driver's door doesn't latch right. And
you got the tank in, right?
Yeah, I did. I actually sliced open that finger and that palm, but I got it in there. It would not go over the... Get out of here. The grommet would not go over the filler neck. You should have heard the swears. Just so many swears.
I saw a lot of reproduction parts. It's not one of the better ones out there. It's a tight fit. So
no. Wigwam Jones dropped in. Hello, Wigwam Jones. Wigwam Jones, another frequent commenter and member of our weekly live streams. How's it going over there? Rooster says, don't give up your day job. Stacy asks, do you have an estimate on how many horse ponies the old Mopar AC compressors rob? I don't know. I know it's a noticeable.
A lot. I mean, I turn the AC on my Polara and the car just goes like, I mean, it has to be 10 or 15 horsepower at least. It's, and that's just when it's running. I mean, it takes some when it's not running too, just because you have to 2 extra belts and all that rotating mass too. So
yeah. Oh yeah. Stacy also said you mentioned cop car having an AC cutoff switch. Yeah, that was standard on those, wasn't it?
Yeah. All the police package cars. So it's this little switch underneath the dash, and there's actually a sticker in the glove box that says if you go over 85, you're supposed to turn it off. And basically what it does is just the compressor just doesn't move anymore. So it just ruin the pulley, not the compressor.
Yeah, it just kills power to the clutch.
Because Chrysler knew that there was so much rotating mass. Once you got enough RPM, it would just fly apart basically. So
not good.
Yeah. Just got a classic kit, Dave. Those classic kits work. They just have some issues. So they're not as reliable as a factory unit. They work fine. My buddy's done 10 or 15 of them. He's had problems with a couple, but they work pretty good. So
Dan says the modern compressor is a bonus with Magnum or Gen 3 because it's going to bolt right to your factory accessories, which is awesome.
Yep. We're actually going to do a 392 Hemi swap here soon. That's Jamie's next project after he gets the convertible done. So we're going to do a 392 Hemi swap on a 71 Challenger, and Jamie I'm sure we'll have videos of that. So but that's probably a couple weeks off. We're supposed to hopefully get it this week down here, but we got to make some more progress in the Coronet 500 convertible because it's been here way too long. There
will definitely be another Coronet convertible video before I can start on that. Yeah. But hopefully, it's running this week, and we'll have a good update on that. I love that project. I love everything about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm kind of a fan of roofs, but other than that,
I like convertibles.
Yeah.
There's a lot of years where I'll buy a convertible in spring and then sell it in the fall. Just to enjoy it. I've done that 3 or 4 times.
My friend Rob, who I've done a bunch of work for, he's got a 70 CUDA convertible, and it's fun. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's very fun. And obviously I had the Cobra. I get it. But I crashed a motorcycle once, and I really like having a solid roof above my head and 4 wheels under my ass. So,
well, my goal is to not flip a convertible. So
I think that's always the goal.
At least you have 4 wheels, not 2.
Yeah. So. Well, let me tell you about the Cobra. Your butt is about this far off the pavement, so you're about this far below the average lifted 4x4 truck. Luckily, you're really loud, but I don't know. I was just kind of always terrified. That because it's way too fast.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wigwam Jones commenting on the 73.4 thing. Oh, Rooster did also. I'm way behind on things. Wigwam Jones says, all Chargers are good now, except the 2.2 Lee Iacocca specials. Hey, I don't know, man. I need a daily driver. I've been tempted by a couple Rampages, actually.
They're pretty useful. I mean, they're 2.2. They get decent mileage. You can actually haul something in the back. I mean, not a lot, but you can haul something back there. So
right. Rooster wants to sell his 73 Charger. It's yellow, isn't it? I'm sure you shared pictures with me. And I told you one of my secret, I used to look at cars on eBay all the time when I was like a teenager, I guess, just to see what things were about. And I have never forgotten this yellow 73 Charger Rally with the black side stripes. Cool. I dig it. My sister said hello to Ava, but she finally got bored and wandered away. So at least there's that. Bigfoots and Mopars says, 518, A518, big block adapter.
Yeah, that's kind of the other way to go.
Yeah.
I've never done one of those. I believe you have to cut the original transmission.
That's the problem. You cut the bell off, and then you use the pump bolts to mount the adapter bell.
Right.
And apparently it works. I've read articles, like I think Mopar Action or somebody had an article on it that I've read. And I know it can work behind a big block just fine. I don't know. I like the Silver Sport deal. For one thing, that transmission is designed to have a bolt-on bell housing, so they just make up a different bell housing and bolt it on. They bolt on the adapter tail shaft.
And the 518s are really fat in the back. Like you have torsion bar cross member issues back there. Yes. Whereas the Silver Sport, you have to dent the floor pan. There's a big solenoid on the side.
Yeah, the thingy. Also, the lines come out right there. But either Trev put another dent there for those, or there's actually a contour in the floor that's almost perfect for him.
Trev did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like 5 minutes with a hammer. But yeah.
Yep.
You just
yeah.
But
yeah. So what I did to make the 518 series transmission, I used an electronically controlled one, but I scooted. This was with the small blocks. It was factory stuff. I moved it forward 1.5 inches, and then it clears the torsion bar cross member, and you don't have to touch the floor. You have to grind a piece off of the transmission. That's not important. It does work, but it's a little janky, and then the transmission just blows up anyway. So,
yeah, I just get real leery once you start getting the body work on the torsion bar cross member. It's like, I mean, you can do it, but you better know what you're doing, because basically your entire front suspension is dependent upon that cross brace across the floor.
Yeah,
and it's a big deal. Like if you screw that up and it's not strong enough, like
Birdsong's done it a good few times, and you just follow what he does. You cut it in half basically and plate it up in there, and it looks doable. It's just like. Yeah, for the Silver Sport, it's a 4L60. It's all it is. For the Silver Sport 4L60, you dent the floor in that one spot. You use their cross member, and it bolts in.
Yeah, and I get it. It's a GM transmission. Nobody wants to use a GM transmission in your Mopar. I get it. I'm a pure guy too. But at a certain point, if you're modifying it anyways, it works. So, well, I think it works. We're about to find out.
We'll see. If it works, we'll order a couple more.
We probably will. Yeah.
I am not at all above using General Motors parts if they're better. And I mean, the one wire, the HEI module, I use those all the time. They're good stuff, and that's fine. 4L60s aren't exactly known for being super resilient either. So we might never know. Like in these cars, they never do enough miles to blow up. So.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing. These cars only get 1 million miles. And the Cornette's a pretty mild 383. I mean, it's not, it's a stock 383. It's not anything radical on that. So it's not going to have a ton of horsepower.
Stacy says he was watching the new Roadkill Garage yesterday, and they headed out to a Mopar junkyard in Oregon. Have you ever been there?
Wildcat is
Sandy.
Heaven on earth.
You've been there? Because I've never been there. I've ordered parts from them. They've mailed me stuff. I've given them money, but I've never been there.
Multiple times. It's worth the trip. Like, it's like, you want to go to Disneyland for Mopars, go to Wildcat. So
I would like to actually go there someday. That would
and they're real nice. I know the owner, Vanessa, she usually is the one to answer the phone. She's really cool. I met
her. She seems cool.
Yep.
I've definitely talked to her on the phone and given her my credit card information before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Vanessa's cool.
Scott is checking in until he's bored. Last week he said, "I'm watching with the sound off."
Well, hope I'm not that boring. I guess we'll see.
Scott's my number one resident troll. I worked for him. He had a construction company for years, and he sacrificed his knees to come help me put up the Tupo. So
nice.
Cool. Also, I could just steal his construction tools at any time, so that works.
Yeah, a lift is life changing. Having a 2-post lift, oh my god! Like it's
dude.
It's like if you don't have a pickup, then you get a pickup truck. You never go without. Same thing. Once you get a 2-post lift, you just can't go without it. Like,
Ooh, we got a clone. Oh shit! Drink.
Bozo the Clown. Oh.
We got a troll, Bozo the Clown, who says, boring! Hey, this guy's a phony. A big fat phony. Yeah, anyway. All that aside, SRT Hellcat Hemi says, what are your thoughts on Chrysler's 3-liter inline 6? I don't know yet. I really like it in theory. I've read about it once. I don't really know anything about it. I have a feeling that it's Chrysler as much as the new Dart and the Chrysler 200. Oh, those cars they don't make anymore. So we'll see. I like the idea quite a bit, but I don't know anything about it yet. So maybe
I know
not Challengers and Kudas in a few years.
I know nothing about those, so
yeah,
nothing.
That's not my wheelhouse yet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even really know a whole lot about third-gen Hemis. I know they blow up. I know I've had to replace them several times. So it's all very encouraging for, future Hemi swaps. Rooster says, we all swim down here. They float, Georgie. They all float. Good times. Oh, SRT Hellcat Hemi says
out.
Oh, Stacy's. No, I'm not out yet. I'm gonna catch up. Stacy's heading out to watch Yellowstone. Respect. Have a good night, Stacy.
Yeah, that's on my DVR once the kids go to bed. In fact, I got about 5 more minutes, and I got to go help put my kids to bed because Jamie's got a 6-year-old. I got 3 and 6. So, and my wife's been pretty much taking care of them all weekend and gone. So I had a weekend to myself where I got nothing done because I severely hurt myself on the 34 Plymouth last week. So, so I got about 5 more minutes, and I got to bail. So,
Roger, all good. Anyway, Stacy's out. We're not watching Yellowstone. We're actually currently rewatching the entire Star Wars franchise for some reason. Oh, yeah, but SRT Hellcat Hemi said it's pushing out 500 plus horses at 3,500 RPM. Because turbos, right? It is turbo, isn't it? I feel like it is. I like it in theory quite a bit. I mean, we'll see if it's, how do I say this? We'll see if it's a 2JZ or if it's a turd. We'll see. I'm excited to see. Oh, also controversial opinion. I think the electric Daytona thing looks amazing, and I want one. And I hope they actually make it.
I have a hard time seeing you in an electric car, but we'll see.
I almost bought a hybrid. That would have been just wrong.
Well, I mean, you need something to daily drive to get the Barracuda sorted. So, and it's going to be a while till that's done. So,
well, I found a Corolla in a junkyard for $500. So.
You'll be twinsies with Evan. So
yeah, seriously, it's gold though. But as soon as you have 2 of something, then you can race.
And no club. Oh God. Well, so Evan's one of my mechanics at the shop, and he has a Corolla just like the one Jamie just found, but he also has like 300-400 pounds of tools in the trunk. So it's like that's gonna slow him down a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's not a cart. That's a rolling toolbox. Nick Lamb, who's a frequent enabler of mine, just messaged me another 66 Charger. There's that like burnt orange, dark red one. I'm sure you've seen it. Like 3 or 4 people have linked me that. Like, oh, here you go, buddy. Buy this. People, I don't need help. I know how to find crap to waste all my money on. But anyway,
did Nick send you that 63 Dart today?
He did, of course he did. Yeah,
sent it to me too.
Yeah. But he just sent me a link to a white 66 in Kitsap County. It's a big block, 383, turns over by hand, $3,000.
The funny thing about those is that was the classic example of everybody thought they were worth more than they really were. But there's been a couple recent like $30,000-$40,000 sales of like pretty ordinary Chargers. It's like, rising tide lifts all boats. The 68 to 70 rising tide.
Yep. Well, that's it. I mean, 68 to 70, an absolute piece of crap costs you how much now? So a 66.7 starts looking pretty good. Same with the late cars.
Yeah, I mean, I was lucky. I got a real good deal on my turquoise 68 because I probably wouldn't be able to afford it otherwise. So
I did not get a real good deal on my 68. I paid up for it, but luckily I sold a Cobra that I was in very little. And instead of being smart and like putting money in a savings account or something, I went, time to buy my dream car.
Honestly, right now, Chargers are paying more than any.
Probably better than a savings account.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
And Jamie Daly drove that this summer. Like we had kind of an Indian summer through the middle of October. He was driving that to work every single day because diesel was so much more expensive than gas. It really wasn't that much more different than his third gen, which I used to own. But
yeah, that's Tom's truck.
Yeah, used to be, and now it's falling apart. So
just a little bit. I mean, it only needs an axle shaft U joint really, really, really badly, and probably injectors again, and the driveline in the back vibrates, and I think that's it.
The injectors?
That's all good. I need to change the oil.
The injectors?
Yeah, that I said that. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. And again, needs injectors again. I'll be hooking it up to a trailer and I'll be standing behind it, and all of a sudden, like a cylinder will just drop out for fun. And it sounds really broken.
Yeah, that was my rig for about 4 or 5 years. I put 200,000 miles on it, and it was extremely overloaded for most of that. So
I know. I knew going in, like, it's so good.
Well, I bought a 1 ton. I had the 3/4 ton, and I did an estate down in LA. A good friend of mine, we did a 71 Hemi Cuda for passed away, and I bought out the whole estate, and there was Hemi blocks, a lot of max wedge stuff, and I got everything from LA in 2 trips on my 24-foot enclosed trailer, and I weighed myself. There's a weigh station when you go into Oregon from California that's closed at night. I'm not dumb enough to stop at one when they're open. And I weighed the truck and trailer. My trailer was a 10,000 pound enclosed that was 14,000 pounds. And it was like 28,000 combined between the truck and the trailer. And it was like,
Jesus.
And then in a completely unrelated incident, the trailer broke in half on my next trip. So completely unrelated.
Was that the trip you told me, like, every time you stopped, the back of the truck was lower? No. And then he sold it to me.
Yeah, that was a trip where I've blown enough tires on trips. Again, probably overloaded on most of the stuff. I always bring a floor jack. So when we stayed the night at the hotel, I put a floor jack underneath the front of the trailer so the truck wouldn't keep on sagging. Because for some reason in Dodge's infinite wisdom, they didn't put overload springs on a 3/4 ton in 03. I don't know why. My 98 had them. It seems like it's kind of a required thing on a heavy duty truck, but no overload. So just keeps on dropping.
Yeah. Oh, Rooster said his kid is 30. Oh my God, I'm old.
I laughed at that about 5 minutes ago.
Very good. And Wigwam Jones is the same age. So Rooster says, why are we here? SRT Hellcat Hemi said the Banshee or Bank. Yeah, anyway, it looks a bit like a Camaro. It's the SRT Charger Daytona Banshee, right? Is that what they call it?
I think so. I don't know.
Whatever. I don't think it looks like a Camaro. I think it looks like a classic second generation Charger, but the side profile is borrowed off an Audi A5 or something. It's the only thing I don't like about it. All the lines are there. There's a lit up Fratzog on the front, for Christ's sake. It's amazing. But that back side window looks like an Audi to me.
There's a lot of DNA in that from the first Charger concept they did in the early 2000s. Right. Which they should have built. It was stupid. I don't know why they didn't build that car.
That was the one that looked like an Intrepid, but with Charger lines, right?
Yeah, and it was fantastic looking. And they stole a lot of the DNA from that electric car from that concept car, and it looks fantastic. I'm not against I've had people ask me before. It's I'm kind of a purist OE guy for the most part. It's are you against this stuff? I'm like, anything that keeps these cars on the road and works, I'm for. So
yeah. Yep, totally. I mean, I'm not going to run out and electric swap my Charger, but I'm not totally against it. And if I can't buy gas anymore, I want to drive it, so I'm not above it.
Well, everybody's freaking out, oh, Washington, California, going to ban gas cars in 2035. Well, they've been saying the cars have to have 70 miles per gallon for 30 years now. It's
you know how many it just gets kicked down the road. Yeah, maybe in 2029 we'll.
It's not going to happen.
30 miles a gallon average.
There's definitely going to be more electric cars on the road, but gas isn't going away for a long time. So.
No, and if anything, I don't know. I don't see it as a bad thing for enthusiasts. In my view, I don't see how gas could ever completely go away. And if there's way less dependence on it, getting it for our cars as enthusiasts, I don't think will be a problem. I think there will always be a market for, maybe not always, but I think for our lifetimes, I don't think we have anything to worry about. People are freaking out they're going to ban gas cars. And your Charger's going to be worthless because you're not going to be able to drive it. No, I'll be that guy from that video about moonshine. I can't remember what it's called. We were just talking about this the other day. But he's, Southern, and he's got the thing hanging out of his mouth, and he's anxious, and he's cooking up alcohol. I'll be cooking gasoline in the backyard. That's what we're going to do.
Refine it yourself.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Wigwam Jones is here because he can't wrench for a while. AFib, heart monitor. That sounds like a drag.
Mm.
Get better soon. But in the meantime, feel free to live vicariously through me. I pretty much wrench around the clock, except when I sleep. There's a lot of Star Wars quotes in the comments.
All right. I got to run.
All right. Thanks for hanging out.
It's a pleasure, everybody. It's fun hanging out. I'm usually in the comments on most of these, so I was talking to Jamie last week, like, hey, do you want company? He's like, sure, why not?
Sure. Take care. Have fun with children.
All right. I gotta put kids to bed, so
good luck.
See you, everybody. Talk soon.
Tom Hergert with Rocket Restorations. Breaking up the monotony of just looking at me on a camera all the time. He told me enough. He told me you killed him. No, Luke, I am your father. Hello, Ed's Machine. Popped in a couple minutes ago. Welcome to the Dead Dodge Garage Super Boring Sunday Special. Previously featuring Tom Hergert of Rocket Restorations, who writes my paychecks. Very interesting and knowledgeable guy. We kind of are the same person in many ways. Energetic, excited, and dedicated to Mopars. Fast moving. A little bit ADD. Wigwam Jones. Electric is going to infiltrate very, very slowly, then all at once. I'll be dead. Don't care. I pretty much agree. I sort of see it the same way. I mean, I'm in my 30s, so I probably will see the electric takeover eventually. I personally think electric cars as we know them with lithium-ion batteries are just sort of a stopgap until the next good thing comes, which is probably hydrogen. They're imperfect for sure. But in my view, again, like it's a lot of the sky is falling stuff. Some enthusiasts want to freak out about that. Like, they're going to ban gasoline. Gasoline, you're not going to be able to drive your classic car. I don't think that's going to happen. It will someday, but I think gas is going to be available for a long time. I mean, it's part of life and has been for decades. So I don't think I don't think gasoline production is going to end next year and we'll all be screwed. I don't see that happening. But if it does, I guess I'll do one of those drop-in Tesla motor things in the 68 and I'll be fine. Plenty of room in the trunk for batteries. Roadrunner Garage. Hey, you're pretty young for caring about these old Mopars and also very knowledgeable. Thank you. Where did that come from? I've always been mechanically inclined. When I was like a kid, it was bicycles. I'm not exaggerating when I say I had a pile of 50 bicycles in my yard. I took appliances apart for fun. I ruined all kinds of things. My mom one year got me a t-shirt that reads, "I void warranties." Very true. When I was 15 years old, I was outside of a show, a rock and roll concert that was hosted in what used to be a Joann's Fabrics. Yep. Anyway, and out back there was a 68 Charger RT 444 speed, and it had the rumpety cam sound, and it shot flames out the tailpipes, and that left a huge impression on me. So from then on, I was just interested in them, and I wasn't old enough to drive, but I spent a lot of time online looking at the cars and a lot of time on Allpar, reading articles, and I just had this love for them. And eventually I realized, a Duster or a Dart is just like a Charger, but cheaper, and I can afford it. So before long, I had 4 of those. And I just kind of dove in, and I loved it. I loved every bit of it. And I played with them for myself. I just kept learning and kind of became addicted and just fixated on the Mopars. I mean, I love old cars in general, but the Charger basically did it. I got into the Mopars and they spoke to me. So I stuck with them. That's pretty much it. My dad died when I was pretty young. I remember him tinkering with cars. He wasn't a mechanic, and I don't think he really knew anything about them. But I have strong memories of him, like just playing with things, taking air cleaners off and playing with carburetors on the vans we had and that sort of thing. So maybe it runs in the blood. I don't know. He also drove a 68 Fury at one point, but that was before I was born, and I do not have any memories of that car. But yeah, that's pretty much it. A Rumpety Cam 68 Charger caused all of that. So I played with them. I've been playing with them for about 15 years now. I went to work at an O'Reilly, got a bunch of like ASE training basically for free through there. I learned even more. I became a professional mechanic for a while, and I worked on everything. I say for a while, I still am, but now I'm focused on classic Mopars and mail trucks. Honestly, when I was a teenager, I found out about Rocket Restorations, where I work now. I was in a different location at that time, and it was a little bit of a different business. But I found out about that, and I was like, dude, this is my dream job. I don't think I'm worthy of working here, but this is it. And so it's really funny that now, after spending 15 years playing with the cars and learning everything I can and building engines and collecting, I work there. So it's kind of cool. Anyway, hopefully that answers your question. Rooster said they should have made the two-door Charger, not the Challenger. The Charger had the racing heritage, not the Challenger. I was so bent when they put four doors on a Charger. The Charger group went after Mopar. Yeah. I agree. I understand what they did, and I've read accounts from when the four-door Charger was coming. And basically what they said was we saw a huge opportunity for fleet sales, cop cars. We would just have a much broader market if we made it a four-door sedan. And so that's what they did. And I understand that. I wish they would have made both, because honestly, I like the look of the four-door Charger once they redesigned it in 2011. 2011 or 2013? Whenever it was that they went to the curvier body. I love that car. The wraparound lights. It has the scallops in the hood. It has the curve on the side. I love it. And the four-door aspect of it, you could use that as a car, like, put kids in the back and all that. Yeah, the Charger wasn't ever a four-door, so I agree and I get it. I think they should have just made both. And for years and years, people on the the message boards and stuff were like, the two-door Charger's coming, and you'd see insider secrets. The two-door Charger's coming next year, and then the Challenger came instead, and they didn't want to shoot themselves in the foot. They never did it. So yeah, I understand. It's really encouraging to see that new concept that's back to a two-door Charger. Yeah, it's got the electric stuff, and yeah, it's it's not a roaring Hemi or whatever, but it's cool to see that modern interpretation of the two-door. Wigwam Jones agrees with you, and again, I get it, but I do understand the four-door Charger, and they're totally right. From a fleet sales perspective, they did have a huge opportunity. They sold tons and tons of cop cars. And now all of those are gone because, well, Hemis are made of glass and the brakes really sucked, apparently. My sister confirms that our childhood was full of bike parts everywhere. Wigwam Jones. The problem with gasoline is the big refineries are no longer investing in infrastructure, pipelines and such. They're old and decaying and no new ones are being built. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about that. I do know that pipelines are a problem, and that's kind of a hot button issue that I don't really want to dive into. But I did recently listen to a Frontline report about the refineries that keep catching on fire and exploding, and people die because everything's aging and they refuse to invest in that stuff. I know that is a problem. I'm not the best informed on that. I don't know how to refine it at home. I don't know if it's even possible, but maybe. I don't want to talk about the green agenda. I don't want to talk about the future of gasoline, really. I'm just saying all the alarmist stuff about, it's going away. I don't think that's going to happen in our lifetimes, and I'm including my lifetime. I think gas will still be available. Roadrunner Garage responding to my explanation on the Charger and Mopars in general. Wants to get the 70B back. Yeah, respect. I love the 70B. Of course, I've got the Freiburger Super B shirt, which is cool. I like the look. But yeah, it's the 68 Charger for me. All B bodies from that generation are cool. And I'm counting wagons in that and even some sedans. Why not? Obviously, the two-door sportier cars. But yeah, they're all good, but it's the Charger for me. The lines, the Coke bottle, the hideaway headlights, and specifically the 68. Yes, because it's the 68 that got me into it, but I look at all three of them and I just think the 68 is the best one. I love the open grille. I love the taillights. So it's the 68 for me. But they're all good. My sister says the chronic need to tinker runs in our blood. Yeah, exactly. I think that's totally true. Yeah. Oh, Roadrunner Garage comments again. What do you daily drive? Modern Econobox, a truck, or modern Mopar muscle? I have a 2012 Charger SRT 8 Super B. Great and reliable, but I miss driving my old B bodies. Okay, so currently I daily drive my third gen Cummins 2003. It's got heated leather seats, and it's the most comfortable thing I've ever had. I've test driven a couple things that might have been a little bit better, but it fits me very well. I've daily driven my wife's Subaru wagon. That's our family car, you know, when we go on family trips out to the beach, load it full of dogs, whatever. That's her daily driver, 2013 Outback. Yeah, my daily driver is the Cummins 03, and I'm just so much more comfortable in that. And I don't know if it's just the upright seating position or the actual shape of the seats, but I just really like it. So the crappy thing is I get approaching 20 miles a gallon. I commuted an hour each way to Rocket, to and from Rocket, 3 days a week. It costs me, with diesel how it is, $25 to $30 a day. So that hurts, but for the comfort, I'm willing to do it. This summer, I was daily driving my 68 Charger. No, I don't own Freiburger's B. I own the shirt, the Freiburger Super B shirt that he put out a couple of years ago. I've worn it so much there are holes in it. The Charger I was daily driving this summer. The fuel was even worse, so that hurt. Now that gas is $3.69 a gallon out there, I'd love to drive it now, but rain, snow, and salt. They actually do put that salt stuff on the roads out there. Some. I'm not gonna risk that. But yeah, that's what I daily drive. Basically, is that third gen Cummins. It's kind of falling apart. I actually bought it from Tom. I've put only like 6,000, 7,000 miles on it. But driving it every day, things are wearing out. It's an amazing driving truck. I've had several second gens. In fact, I still have one now, but the third gen is great. Stand by that. Super great truck. YT viewer, how's it going? Dropped into the comments and said, I can't get mad at the four-door Charger cars. Dodge called much worse vehicles Chargers long before those sedans came out. Totally agree. I mean, someone was just saying all Chargers are great except the 2.2 Charger. I'd say it's a worse vehicle, but I'd also say they're cool in an 80s kind of way. But yeah, the 2005 to 10 or 11 or 12, I still can't remember. It's either 11 or 13 that they changed. I think it's 11. I'm pretty sure it's 11. Anyway, that earlier style, it didn't really do it for me. They sort of, they had that body line. It kind of just looked like the Dodge Avenger, but bigger. They did have round taillights, which was cool. And they kind of redesigned the nose for the later part of that generation, and it looked better. But to me, it's the newer one, the restyled one with the curves. It has the body lines of the old Charger, so that's awesome. The even more recent one, which I want to say was, nope, still don't know. When they redesigned it, now it has like the droopy hood. I don't like that one as much as that middle generation, but it's still good. It's growing on me, I guess. But any of those newer Chargers that have the wraparound racetrack taillights, cool. Oh, Noah dropped in and said, I missed it. I'll watch the archive tomorrow during work. Good on you. Yeah, I had Tom Hergert from Rocket Restorations, where I work, anywhere that all the, the nice cars and the nice looking shop, that's at Rocket. He was here for about an hour and we chatted about all kinds of good stuff. He's a very knowledgeable guy. He's very similar to me, Mopar nut, kind of ADD. We're fast moving and fast talking, and we have a lot of fun. But yeah, feel free to consume it tomorrow when you should be doing work. Oh, my sister says biodiesel is an option. Yes, for a diesel, not for a gas. Not going to work for the big block Mopar. So might have to figure something out there. Oh, yes, Noah, fancy comment machine thing. Yes, I'm using StreamYard because we were doing the live chat with Tom to bring in different people. It streams straight to the YouTubes. That's why the picture is messed up today. I can't change it. It's kind of weird. We'll work on that. Yeah, to bring different people in. And it does also give the cool commenty thingy. I'm using StreamYard. Neat tool. Blake from Bad Tree Productions actually turned me on to that. Invited me to a live stream with him a few weeks ago. And yeah, super fancy. I'm also, yes, Neato House. I am in my house, my home office, not my work office, out in the Dead Dodge Garage World headquarters shop. It's much warmer in here, although the room I'm in is cool with the high ceilings and everything. This was originally a hot tub room, so it's not insulated or heated. So I've got a dinky floor heater going, just like the one out there, and it's still only barely comfortable. Yeah, you can see on the shelf, I'm backwards. You can see on the shelf behind me, over there, my humongous, not even that humongous, Hot Wheels and diecast collection. I've got some models up there. I've got all kinds of neat stuff in here. Oh, also, this is my studio. So drums, wall of amplifiers, guitars are mostly in cases right now, I think. Yeah, anyway, my daughter was in here messing with me a bit ago. So that's fun. But yeah, the production values are through the roof. Oh, Rooster's out of here. I missed that. Apologies. I'll see you later, Rooster. Have a good one. And Wigwam Jones is out too. Nice talking to you. You have a good one. I'll get through a few more comments here. We'll probably go to an hour and a half, so another 9-10 minutes. And I'll shut it down for the night. For one thing, I really have to pee. Logistics are not my strong suit. But we've got some more comments here. Roadrunner Garage coming back again. What do you think of the fuselage B-bodies? Yes, I've actually shared my thoughts on that a little bit. I like them. I think they're looking really good these days with how the second generation, the Coke bottle cars have gone. I specifically like the 73 N4 Charger. Now, the problem, of course, is by 73, they were decontented. There's no RT anymore, lower compression ratios. So in stock form, it's not like they're going to be super impressive, scary muscle cars. Apparently, with the isolated K-frame setup they got, they're really nice to drive. And I'm going to find that out. I have had 4 of them, and I have never had one drivable. Not once. We're doing the one at Rocket. I drove it around the yard. I didn't get to drive it on the road. So I'm excited to see how that turns out. But my thing with those is, again, factory low compression ratios, dinky engines, they weren't what they were. 71 was really kind of the last year of the party, frankly. But I think they're really good looking. I love the side profile. I love the window shape. The funny thing about that window shape is it was pretty much lifted off of Plymouth. The 71 2 Roadrunner, Satellite, whatever. Also, funny enough, I put the 73 Toolbox Charger right next to my Demon, which is a Duster. They have the same window shape. They have the same body lines around the window. So the 73 Ford Charger that I love, basically they just ripped off Plymouth because that's what Dodge did. They took all the good ideas from Plymouth. I'm a fan of the fuselage, especially those Chargers. I actually don't like the 71 2 Charger. The SC in 72 is a little different story. I don't like that window shape on the 71, and I think the C-pillar is too bulky. I think the 71 Plymouth B-body is fantastic. Super good. So for me, it's the 71 2 Plymouth, especially 71 with the cool side marker, and the 73 Ford Dodge. And Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, and you said 2011 was the start of that body style I'm talking about, the one I love, and 2015 is when they changed it. I wasn't totally sure on that. So yeah, I'm completely agreed with you. It's 11 to 14. I said those years, but then I kind of doubled back on it because I don't really have the greatest of memory for the newer stuff, but I knew it was around there. Yeah, so 11 to 14 is the sweet spot. And they use them as cop cars here in Aberdeen, which is cool. I really want an old dark blue Aberdeen cop car Charger. They sold at auction a while back and I missed it, but I'll probably get my chance again one of these days. My sister says her understanding is you can convert to diesel. That's a topic we didn't get into. It's not easy. Diesel and gasoline engines are similar, but not similar enough to it could be done. We could talk about that sometime, but it's not easy. Roadrunner Garage again. If my 73 Roadrunner wasn't a factory 4-speed and big block, it would be out of here. But just like my 70, I know I'd regret selling it. So for now, it stays because I can't afford a proper Peabody. Again, I think, okay, 73 Plymouth. I don't want to dog on your car or anything. I don't like the front end with the step in it. I don't know. I guess it's growing on me a little bit. I saw one in person 11, 12 years ago when I had my Duster, and I thought it was funny looking. They're just getting into the mid-70s. And they also did change the roof and window shape on that, right? They kind of shortened it a little bit, almost like that 72 Charger SE. I still think it's cool, though. I think it's good stuff, and I think people need to get hip to the fact that they're not scrap metal anymore. I mean, I keep seeing comments, people dogging on the 73 4 cars. They're good. You can build them into whatever you want. And you've got a big block 4-speed. That's awesome. I mean, like we're doing with the 73 at work, we're putting a stroker motor in that. I mean, it's a blank canvas, basically. You can build it into, having more horsepower than the 68 to 70 cars had. You can build it into something awesome. So I think they're good. Anything on the B-body platform I think is cool. Noah. Not to fangirl. No, go ahead. It's fine. Do you have somewhere where a feller could tune into the music you've made? Yes, I do. A couple places, actually. My band that I produced an album with was called Whitewood Funk. Not a funk band. Stoner metal band. But it's all of our names put together. Mike White, me, Jamie Atwood, and our bassist, Drew Funk, who actually messaged me. I don't know what he's saying. He sent me a picture. Might be. Oh, Jam Room. Oh, he's in the studio with Dave. Jealous. Dave, our friend Dave runs a studio in his basement in Olympia, Washington, and that's where we produced that album, and he's there right now. I've also recorded there one other time. Dave's a super cool guy. He owns the supercharged Studebaker that's in my shop that I've had for 4.5 years, that I'm hoping to actually get done soon. Anyway, Dave produced an album for us. It's super good, I think. The band is Whitewood Funk. It's all one word, Whitewood Funk. You can find that album on Bandcamp. It's super cool. We never did a proper album release, and that's really close to the last thing we ever did as a band. Our bassist Drew, my friend, very good friend, moved to Olympia, Washington. I'm in Aberdeen. And when you're adults, that basically means you never see each other anymore. So I've got a new band now called Whitewood Dill, and we haven't put anything out yet. You can find me on SoundCloud. I actually just put out a track from my forthcoming solo album I haven't released yet. On SoundCloud, I am Jamie Noise. So you can find tracks there. I don't put up a bunch of stuff, but you can go back years and hear all my things. So there you go. And I will be releasing that whole album sometime. It'll probably end up on Bandcamp too. It's the best stuff I've ever made, and for some reason I haven't gotten it out to the people. I just haven't. I need to do that. Roadrunner Garage. 73 4 Charger. Cheap taillights. Isolated suspension, which is, good or bad, not sure. No flip-up headlights. Rear windows don't roll down. They do on some. They don't roll down on the coupe model, the Charger coupe. All the fancier models, they do roll down. It was optional on those as well. And then you said, 73 Roadrunner going down the road, never looking as cool as a 68 Charger. I agree. Don't care if it's got a Hemi. No, I totally agree. I'm just saying, I don't like the stigma the later cars have gotten. And I understand why. They're not 68 to 70 Chargers or Super Bs or, Roadrunners, but they are cool in my eyes. I love the lines. And to your point there, yes, you're totally right. They decontented the cars. They took away the flip-up headlights. The back, the taillights aren't as cool as the 71, especially the 71 RT. 71 RT has the best taillights. The isolated suspension thing. You're married to the isolated suspension because they changed the chassis so much. But you can bolt on the hideaway headlight setup. You can use brackets from a 71, 72 and get the bumpers pulled into the body where they're supposed to be. That's what I'm doing on the Toolbox Charger because I hate that swollen look, right? You can put the good taillights on it. You can put the 71 bumper, complete with the emblem in the middle on it with that flip-up setup. You can put a bulge hood on it. Some had it. The rally cars did, but you can put a bulge hood on any of them. You can make a 73.4 into a good car. That's what I think they're good for. If you want to just enjoy a 318 car, great. It's a B-body Mopar and it's cool, but it's a blank canvas to make what you want. And Dan Tupper, right under you, says same thing. That's his thing. The non-hero cars are blank canvases. So you can dial them into whatever you want. So that's what we're doing with that SE Brougham at Rocket. It's going to keep all the cool SE stuff, but it's going to get real horsepower. And the Toolbox Charger here, same thing. 440 automatic. Move the bumpers in so it looks like a 71 too. We're going to keep the grills for now. He wants to do a hideaway setup, and I actually have one, but it's kind of all broken and crappy. But yeah, that's it. Exactly what Dan's saying. You can make it what you want. So, and no one is going to go, oh, you ruined your 73 Charger by putting a 451 stroker in it. You put the cool headlights on it. It's ruined now. It's a blank canvas. So, and again, I love the lines of the car. I think it's a good design. It just sucks that it came at the same time as the party was over and everything was getting malaise. But yeah, that's where I'm at on those. I think fuselage cars are cool. They're not 68 to 70 Chargers, but they're cool. Noah says, consider the news at Gander. Awesome. Check it out. Tell me what you think. Duck says, you never share? You know me. I mean, you've been sending me links and stuff, and I kind of look at them. But, dude, I worked all day today. I worked half the day yesterday. I don't have a lot of downtime, and I don't have time to think, I should send Rooster my music. I also don't really want to, in Dead Dodge Garage Land, I'm putting myself out there, my personality and what I'm into and what I do, but I don't feel self-important enough to really share my artwork. I sneak it into Dead Dodge Garage World. Like I say, I use my own music for the soundtrack. So the 34 Plymouth video, if you hear all of the sound clips in that are from the album I haven't released, except for one, which is a random jam from 8 years ago that Drew and I did in my basement. I've performed live a lot. You know that. We've talked about that. Yeah, to this point, I haven't shared any of my stuff with you. I don't have any great videos to send you. You can get on YouTube and search for Whitewood Funk, and you will find some videos of me performing. And my sister commented it, so I'll put it up right now. Whitewood Funk. That is the band name. That's the name of the band that I played in for about a decade. We're not really active anymore. But that was my, from age 20 to age 30, that was where it was at. I've just really slowed down. 10 years of gigging for me happened at age 25. I started when I was 15. And when I hit 10 years, I don't want to do this every weekend anymore. I want to do other things. And plus I got married and I have a family and I don't really have a lot of time for music anymore. Usually winter is my time to sit down and record and get that sort of stuff down. So I haven't really done that this year because I haven't slowed down on the car stuff, but we'll see if that happens. And Dave says, my buddy 78 Super Coupe is kick-ass. Yeah, I was just looking at pictures of those recently. Awesome. Oh, Roadrunner Garage's 8-year-old daughter says hi. Hello. I'd have my my daughter say hello, but I think she's taking a bath now. Speaking of that, I've gotten to the bottom of the comments. We're at an hour 34. I am going to have to call it. We started a little late because Tom and I was having technical issues with my earphones not working for some reason. But anyway, we got a late start. It's time to call it. My bladder's going to explode. And Dave, I will send you some, either some Whitewood Funk or some of my stuff. Awesome. Well, I think that's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out and commenting and, interacting with the channel. It's super exciting for me. It's awesome that Tom jumped in here and chatted with us for a bit. Like I say, it's super cool hanging out with him because we're very similar in many regards. ADD, Mopar obsessive, and just collectors, and we just have all the passion for it. So it's super neat, and hopefully he'll jump in with me again sometime. But that's going to do it for tonight. Oh, Dan says he's met Tom before and my coworker with the long beard. That's Evan. Evan's the other guy that drives an 80s Corolla like I think I'm about to buy. And it's funny because you look at us next to each other, we sort of do, there's a resemblance. So it's kind of funny. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you next Sunday. And I'll put on a couple more videos this week. I've got a bunch of stuff saved up. Coronet stuff, Barracuda stuff. I've got a video. I'm putting a lift up in my shop. Super excited about that. Spent most of my day today working on mail trucks on the 2-post lift. Game changer. Life is so much better in the shop. I'm super excited about that. So look forward to more stuff coming soon. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you later on. Take care, everybody. Bye.